Welcome to the Freud's Angels weekly reading, bringing the collective guidance and understanding for this week's energy.
Remember, never give your power up to a reader or a reading. You always have the power of autonomy. Hey, angels, welcome to your weekly reading. We are reading from July 12th through the 18th. Yeah. So
Hey now, July.
now, good God, it's the middle, by next Sunday, I will have been here a month.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's
I
actually
really don't
super
know.
wild, actually. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
because literally, like sitting down today, I was kind of like, oh, how's your first week been? Like, not,
Yeah. It's like,
not your first week.
well, it's been almost a month.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And July is, it's funny. My daughter was saying that yesterday. She was like, I can't believe half the year's over. I'm like, I know. Some of them go really fast. And this one feels like it's going fast, not in a bad way. I mean, it's just happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just happening.
Yeah. So, couple of things happening. Well, a couple of things. A lot of things are happening astrologically because it's just a year of it. But let's get to the cards and then I'll give you what I have as far as knowledge, but you guys are going to have to go do your own deep dive into this. So Vanessa, what are the mermaids telling us?
So the card that came out for this week is the Turn Away card, and it can be really scary when you look at it, especially if you're in a place in your life where you feel like you want something or you're looking for something, right? It would feel that a turn away card would mean bad things. It would mean you don't get what you want, kind of thing, or you gotta let go, leave it, whatever. But as I had pulled it, and Grace, I joked with you about it. I looked at it and I said, "Oh, okay, I hear what you're saying." Just talking to the card is the question that I feel like this mermaid is asking is, what are you turning away from and why is more important. And this is the thing that I love so much about oracle cards is that they're just a couple words. They're not going to, it doesn't give you a bunch of sentences unless you want to go look in the book. But that's why I don't even like to do that, because I like to take that interpretation and know that turn away can mean one thing on another day that, that it didn't mean the last time. And that doesn't work sometimes in those books, right? Like you'll start to just only use that, which is fine. You can do whatever you want. I don't like to do it that way. So I do sit with that and say, okay, what paragraph are you trying to tell us today? And I feel this kind of goes a little, the two cards that I pulled kind of go hand in hand, but I definitely pulled them intentionally for 2 separate weeks. So that's what we're going to do. But I feel like, again, this is asking, what are you turning away from and why? Because sometimes we love to give up because it's hard. And we will turn away and turn in another direction, or cut and run, or just do something that is not following through because it's not happening fast enough, or it's not happening the way we wanted it to, or it's not exactly the way we dreamed it, or any other variation of that same concept. So yeah, that's what I feel like she's here to say. And I think that it's valid for a lot of people in a lot more ways than you think, because it's not just about, oh, I have a goal and this is what I want. I think if we really look at our lives sometimes and look at even our current circumstances and how we've gotten there, we might find some of this in the past that got us to where we are, right? Our current reality is from our past creation. And even if I'm not the same person today that I was when I created this circumstance, doesn't mean I have to keep doing it. It doesn't mean that I have to, if I went down a different path because at that time it was safer for me and I don't actually have regret about it, it doesn't mean I can't revisit that and say, hey, now that things are a little bit better, or steadier or easier for me, maybe I can go back to that. Maybe I can come back around to that and see if it's still a fit for me, or see if it's still something I want, or things like that. So this is the basis of what I think that this card is telling us. Is it's a kind of another way of looking at yourself and what you want and looking deeper than the surface level of what things you desire in your life. It's just another way of looking at it. But this with the spin of saying, did you deny yourself something in the past for whatever reason? Are you denying yourself something currently right now for a reason? And sometimes, that reason is survival and it's okay. Or sometimes that reason is fear and it's okay. But we want to know those things. I want to know why I'm doing the things I'm doing or not doing the things that I'm doing, because there's a lot of information there and there's chance for growth and there's chance for gratitude.
Yeah.
You could turn around and you could say, wow, I'm really glad I didn't do that. I'm happy I turned away from that. And that creates so much gratitude today that I feel very differently about my life. And so it's not always about, oh, missed opportunities, go back and look at them. It's just another way to kind of look at where you're at and how you got there and whether or not you want to be here or do something different.
Yes.
So that's what she came out here to say.
Yeah.
What do we got going on over there?
And it's true. And when we think about turn away, it's we've both been talking about these weird moments where we are choosing peace. We are choosing ourselves and setting boundaries in spaces where we're shutting doors to conversations where we would have had them open. I mean, that's also, it sounds like, oh, I'm turning away and I'm rejecting. No, it's about choosing peace or choosing what
Sure.
feels better in that moment. That's how it connected to me too. So it's not ironic that you pulled the turn away card out. Our surrender card this week is surrender stress.
Ha.
Take a few deep
I would love to.
Yeah, I know.
How do we do that?
Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've been building up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. Yeah. Yes. I feel that depending on what we recorded, the podcast may tie into this a little bit. But our numerology card this week is creativity. And again, this card indicates a need to reconnect with your creative side to improve your quality of life and align yourself with source. By drawing this card, you're being encouraged to step out of your practical, logical mind and seriousness of life in order to partake in light-hearted endeavors that are stimulating and fun. So one of the things we were talking in the pregame, which is so true, is that I'll speak for myself. I am always this like super uber serious, like I got to do the thing. I got to get things done. I got to, I'm focused on my healing. Like, okay, let me think about what happened in that moment. What was I feeling? What was I thinking? Why did that trigger me? Why did that show up for me? I'm always in this moment of process, right? And so since I've been here, the energies are so supportive for me stepping back because I had to complete everything before I moved because I didn't want the stress of meeting deadlines while I moved. And so when I got here, I was like, oh, well, what do I do? Like Fridays and Saturdays were always like doing other work. And it was like, oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
And I didn't know what to do. And I started to feel like, oh, and then I feel this shift coming. And so I'm in this space where it's like, I'm not inspired to go forward to do something. I'm not inspired to create. It doesn't feel like there's this pressing need to process anything. And so I'm in this liminal space of just like neutrality, of blankness. I mean, there is such deep gratitude for being here, but there's a sense of like my mind isn't always on.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's very different when I'm at night at sleep because some wild dreams have been happening. But
oh, hell yeah.
like during the day, like there's this like steadiness, there's this calmness. And sometimes I'm like, I'm bored. Like I got to do something. Like my nervous system is like, do something.
Right. We don't know how to do this. What do we do? How do you, what's a chill activity? We don't know what that is.
This calm thing is threatening. I haven't done this in I don't know how many years, but and so I realized too, it's creating space, right? It's creating space for when I feel creative. It's creating space for what what feels good in the moment versus a task versus a trajectory, like something on my calendar. It feels like whatever my whim feels like in that moment can happen. And that's, I mean, that's the idea of like surrendering the stress, because we're opening space up, right? We're opening the space up to have the creativity show up, have the inspiration to show up, even if it's not coming full bore like we want it to, because that's the energy we live in. It's like allowing thoughts source to come in, to kind of just be like, it's okay. I've been inspired to read some books about light codes, which is like, I don't know, super in my consciousness right now. And so like I haven't picked up a book and actually read a book, and I can't tell you how long, because I'm always like, I got to do shit, I can't read. And then by the time I'm done, I don't want to read a book because my brain doesn't have the capacity. But with all of this space, like I'm reading again, I'm doing things like, so there's this moment. And so when we can like be like, I don't want to be in that chaos state any longer, and turning away from things that put you in the chaos state, right? It's like you said, it's just, I don't know. So when we can surrender the stress, turn away from the things that create the chaos in our lives, we have the space for creativity, for connection with spirit, for connection with ourselves. Like, what do I want? I don't have that answer because I haven't sat down long enough to figure it out, or to hear it, or to understand it. Right.
Yeah.
So,
well, and because creativity, I mean, I think sometimes when people hear that word, they think of hands-on creativity.
art
But
projects.
I've been using lately because, again, I'm in the same place where you're just like laying in the hammock going, what do I do while I'm here? Just lay here and stare at the clouds, I guess. Like, that's what people did, right? When they were just hanging out. Just hang. And then
Yeah.
I thought about it, and so many times when you think about thought leaders, and I mean, even the people that we follow and loosely religiously or even spiritually based, that's what they were doing, right? They simplified their lives so that they could receive information, so that they could think around things. Inventors needed, if you're too busy, you can't invent something, right? Because you're not giving yourself time to think it through. You're not really, giving yourself a moment to be able to go, hey, that sounds really cool. I wonder if that's a thing. If you're go, 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 you don't have that space for it. So yeah, that's definitely been part of that, of saying, oh, this is probably how a lot of things happened, is because creativity comes from receiving information and letting your brain have lots and lots of time to do that, or to kick things around. And yeah, very, very interesting to,
Yeah.
be this big old age and be learning it. But here I am.
I mean, it takes time. Oh my God.
And to be learning it as a single parent who's an entrepreneur. I
Yeah.
couldn't learn it anytime when, like, technically my life was simpler. Got it.
No.
Okay.
No. It's just no. Oh my God. Our money card is, I deserve to feel good about money. It's a true
Mm,
story. It's a
mhm,
true
and me
story.
too. I love it.
I had an experience actually Friday, about having a moment in spending money where I knew it was the right thing to do, and not freaking out about it because of the amount of it, and not freaking out about it because it was irresponsible, or I was worried. I just knew, because it's like, money needs the flow, right? It needs the
Yeah.
cycle. So,
Mhm.
anyways, let's talk about some of the astrology happening. So right today we're in the Mercury Kazemi. So if you need to do shit, like send an email, sign a paper, do anything, please do it today, because it's the day we come up for air, which is almost in the middle of a retrograde. It's like the day where Mercury and the sun line up, and they're like together, and it's amazing. So just just really sit in the energies today, see what clarity comes to mind, see what comes up to you, share with friends, because sometimes we talk ourselves into our own epiphanies, like what's been happening during this retrograde. Check the house that Cancer is in your chart. That will tell you what energies right now for Gemini risings, it's sitting in our house of money, assets, and resources. So like that's something that's going to be like important for you to understand. And that was my epiphany for this retrograde and this Kazemi was I was like, oh, that feeling I had when I made that purchase on Friday, that's how it feels when I'm in alignment, not only with my money, but with where I'm being directed, what I'm directed to have. And so if I don't have that feeling, then it might not be the right time. If I'm trying to force it, and then what happens is I spend money and I think, I can spend all the money. And then I realize that and I stop myself from spending. Like I wanted to get more. And I was like, no, that doesn't feel right at this time.
Yeah.
This one thing does, but this stuff doesn't. It just feels like, oh, since I'm spending money, I might as well spend more, right? No.
Yeah.
And
Like, let's
so,
ride the dopamine high.
right, exactly. So, it's
Not the
giving,
same.
no, totally not the same. So, but it's giving me some discernment about like my money cycles, the relationship I have with it, how I feel about it when I'm spending it in different times in different spaces. And so, yeah, that's kind of, I think, my lesson this retrograde is that to understand if I'm feeling this way, I need to step back and let it go and come to a different decision, or wait it out and see how I feel later. You're not in that same space as you were, so don't spend it until you have that same feeling. And the knowing I felt when I spent so much fucking money, like a guy's I it's a little like there's a part of me is like, I can't believe I just did that, but I did because I knew it was right and I did it. So just know that when you have that, there's a different feeling when you're in flow, when you're in alignment with what money is asking of you and what spirit is asking of you versus when you're just trying to get a fix of dopamine to ride that brain. So yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so let's talk about what's coming. I think it's the 19th, the 18th, 19th. So what's happening is we have outer and inner planets. The outer planets are very fucking slow. They move the slow. Like Jupiter takes 12 months to change signs, right? So if you think about that, like Pluto retrogrades forever. All the outer planets move really fucking slow. But each one of them last year changed signs, which is like really unheard of that they do it all. They did it all nearly the same year. Then they went retrograde, right? So then they dipped back into where they were. And now they're all coming into signs, the new signs. And they're all in the very early degrees, like 0 to 4 degrees of each sign that they're in. And they're creating a shape like a bowl. And what people are calling it online is calling it the Barbolt basket. And what it is, there was a French astrologer way back who predicted this moment because you can see where the planets are in the future. And he is since he passed away in 2019, so he wasn't able to see this phenomena, but he predicted that this alignment that's coming was the alignment to change the way society is at this time. And and part of this if we think about all of these planets, these slow moving planets changing signs, what it means so much and so many different layers, right? It's like where certain ones are at, like it's Pluto's in Aquarius, like it's a good place for like technology and shit. So you think, oh, so tech bros are really getting their boost right now, but also so aren't we, because there's God, I forget what it was. It Neptune. There's another planet that's causing quite disruption. But in where they're at in this shape, in this bowl basket shape, they're all helping each other, right? There's only one opposition, and even that is not bad. So every conjunction, sextile, whatever is happening with each planet, it's helping each other. It's magnifying, it's supporting. And so I think to myself, like, because while I love world events sometimes, I look at it as, how does it impact my life? Where is it impacting me? And so, yeah, it's a little bit of a deep dive. But for me, the energy that signature is coming off this, that if society is going to change as we know it, how can we change as we know it? Vanessa and I talked about this liminal space that we're in right now, where it's like there's nothing. There's no sense of, this is where I want to work on. This is where I'm going. There's no sense of trajectory that's happening. We're like floating in the air, just kind of hovering, right? That's, I think, part of it. I think this astrology is because we're being given that choice of what do we want our lives to look like, and not just like, I want $1 million billion, like I don't like, I just did the whole Austin Power thing.
Yeah.
Dr.
Are they
Evil.
sharks with laser beams?
Yes, exactly. So it's not that, that's not to say that we can't have that, but what I'm saying is that each of us over the past 2 years has been given tastes of different places in our lives where we are like, this is fucking not working. I need different. I want this different. I don't want to feel like I'm chasing all the time. I want to feel like I'm just moving towards something and it will show up as it's meant to. I want the confidence in my life that what I need will be there for me, right? I know, like, I want to build the work that I do that fulfills my heart, right? And so, but because so many of us have been influenced, the things that we want in our life, we've been influenced by social media, by, if you're an entrepreneur, by marketing people, like, this is how you do it. This year and last year was my age of rebellion, right? Because I don't want to do it the way they tell me to do it, because I don't want to do it. It doesn't feel good to me. It doesn't. So I'm like, I want to be able to do my work for people to find me that need the work that I have, the energy that I have on their journey. Now, I don't have their answers, but I can sure help them find it. And and allowing it to come to me through a very grounded, authentic, trust in myself, having the answers moment. And then if I don't have the answers, that a book or a podcast or something's going to show up that gives me that piece of information that I'm missing. Mm-hmm. And that's very hard when we're living in spaces of terror, of fear, of whatever we're feeling because of social media. Y'all know I posted twice in June. I'm not on it. I'm on it sometimes to support the people that are on it that need that support, and to connect with people that I don't live near. But I don't want it to be the only facet, the only tool that puts me into in people's feeds, right? That puts me into the places where I need to be in order to support. Something has to change for me. And I don't know what that answer is, because I don't know. And so but if I'm always pushing towards that trajectory, I don't have time to stop and listen, to hear, to absorb, to discover, because I'm constantly moving forward. And I think this is what the big sit down, shut up thing moment is right now, of like, you have the space to relax and to recoup. And the focus since I've been in Sedona for me is rest. If I'm tired, I go lay down. If I need a nap, I take a nap. I don't care what time it is. Whatever it is I need, I like do it, right? I listen. I'm like, sometimes my body is like, I'm so hungry that I'm super like low energy. And I'm like, okay, so what do we need to eat? Like, I am listening to what is present. Now, that doesn't mean my nervous system isn't active as fuck and trying to get me to do shit, because it doesn't know how to do this, like rest stuff. But I'm being patient. I'm understanding that that's what my nervous system is struggling with. And so I'm using my tools, all the tools we have. And that's what, and long story short, sorry guys, I'm on a tangent, but that's what
I'm like, the podcast, we're going to do this in the podcast.
I know.
It's going to be awesome. Because I was going to jump in and I was like, podcast.
Yeah. No, I know. We'll get there. I have so much more to say.
Yeah. I was like, I'll get so much. This is, I can tell we do, because I'm like, oh, this is how it happens. Yeah. We just start receiving and there we go.
So yes.
In case
But
in case you really don't believe us, guys, that is how we do our podcast. We plan literally nothing. We just sit down and make it happen. Let it happen. We don't make it happen.
exactly. So what I'm saying basically, friends, is that really get quiet, really get not serious. That's not the word I'm looking for. Intentional about and honest with yourself. What isn't working? What isn't working? Be honest, because
Or even just what doesn't feel good. Because I think
that too.
sometimes things are working and they don't feel good. I mean, I know that that's true for me a lot of times in life where I'm like, well, technically this is happening, but I
if
don't
we
like
have
it.
but if we have to put so much stress and effort into something to make it happen, it is not working.
Yeah.
If we're not comfortable, or if we're not, it doesn't mean we can't be pushed to our edges, because uncomfortableness creates growth. But I'm saying, if you're at this place where you're throwing everything at the wall and nothing is happening, and you're like, I don't know what to do, and I just want this, that means that something, it's not that you can't do it, but you're not quiet enough to hear. This astrological moment is transformative for all of us in some way. Okay. And it can be little, it can be tiny. You can decide that you're going to listen to a podcast, or maybe you're going to create one, or maybe you're just going to write, like you're going to get a journal and write the funny things or the weird things that you think about, because you're not sure, but you want to write them down because they're interesting, but you're not sure about them. So like whatever it may be, you will know. You don't have to go search for it. It'll come to you. This transformation is going to come whether you know it or not.
Yeah.
So
It's not going to not happen.
So but also don't have this grand expectation of your life all of a sudden changing, because that's not how it works. Okay.
It would be it would actually be very disoriented if things were like that. We would not like that. We think we would, because we want to get out of pain, but we would be in a whole other world of, what do I do now? Because I don't have the skills, or I don't know, or it's weird. And then I'm scared because anything can change tomorrow too. Like,
yes. Yeah. It creates more disruption for the nervous system. But what I'm saying is that you will be inspired. Something will come to you, and you will be like, oh, I think I want to go this way instead of that way. And it'll be different for you, really different. But you'll feel the inner knowing, the settledness, the groundedness in your body will signal to you that that is it. That is the thing that you're walking towards. And like I said, it doesn't happen overnight. And it also takes effort. It's co-creation. It doesn't mean we have to labor intensively, but there's a part of us that needs to enter in our energy, that needs to enter the chat for things to happen. Because if we don't put our energy in, there's no indication for the energy to know, oh, she's ready. They're ready for something, and they're here, they're present. You're putting your energy into the pot, right? It's like when we do circles. There's a reason why we all introduce ourselves and talk, because we're putting our energy into the circle so that we can receive the energy that we're needing that day. And it's the same thing with our co-creations. We need to put our energy in so it's reflecting back to us what we're desiring, and not just something. So anyways, my friends, this weekend, the Kazemi, next end of the week, mid of the week to the 19th, I think, is when all of this is happening. Go look at your horoscope. It's everywhere. It's on Instagram. It's everywhere. Look at what's happening at the end of the week for you, what houses it's happening in, how it's affecting you. I guarantee it'll just give you some insight on where to kind of inquire within, what you're feeling. So, and if you had any inspiration, or you're like, oh my God, report back. We want to hear all your wins.
For sure.
And we also want to hear all the times when you're like, fuck sakes.
I want to hear it all. We are very interested.
Yes, we are in it, and we know that it's not easy, but we are here for you.
Yes.
All right, my friends, we will see you next week. Have a wonderful week. Take a breath. We are a week and a half-ish away from getting out of retrograde. We're almost there. Hold on, and we'll see you next week.
Okay. Love you. Thanks for listening.
We hope we gave you something to support your journey.
Check out our Facebook or Instagram page to connect with us.
Have a great week.